Hey, this is Chase, and this is my third video. I am 1 month and 2 days on T, and I took my third injection last week, and I am feeling really good. I'm feeling really good. I feel like a bit of a broken record on here because I just sound so positive. But I do go out and about and I see folks and they say, hey, what are some of the side effects you've had since going on T? I never quite know, are they wanting to know like negative side effects or are they just wanting to know effects that I'm experiencing? Negative, really not feeling a lot of negative. Feeling very positive effects. The only negative that I can think of was one I mentioned in my last video, which is some oilier skin. But I really feel like that's evened out. See, I'm not quite as shiny as last time. Maybe I am. I don't know. Anyway, I don't feel like I'm quite as oily. I think that's good. My dog is right here, so that's really nice. Yeah, so I feel really good. Seriously, people, my dog is right here, and he really wants to be in the video. Okay, there you go. Yeah. Thank you, Cooper. Very, very nice. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Any other negatives? Not a whole lot. I mean, I feel pretty good. I can feel my voice. I really do feel like my voice is starting to change. Notice how I lower my voice when I say that. I really feel like my voice is starting to change. No, but I do have this sense that my voice is starting to change. You know, before, I didn't really know. Some people commented and said, yeah, I feel like your voice is changing. And I didn't necessarily think that that was accurate. Now I'm starting to notice it. I feel like, and there's another guy on here, Charlie, and he said this after his first week. He said that he felt like this sort of like resonation in his chest or something. And I really can feel that now. That's something I wasn't feeling at first, and I really can. It's almost like something deep. It's just deeper in there. And I really start to notice it when I'm singing. I sing in the car all the time. I used to sing like as part of my job. You can ask questions about what that was. I wasn't some lounge singer, although that would have been really entertaining. But yeah, I used to sing in my job all the time, and I don't do that anymore, but I do sing in the car a lot, and I've noticed, one, that my voice sort of is hoarse or cracking a bit. Not really cracking, but more like hoarse. I'm not able to hit these higher notes that I was able to hit before. And at the same time, I feel like maybe my lower register may be deepening a bit, but definitely feeling this sort of resonance to my voice that I haven't had before. And that's really cool. I gotta be honest. I was a little nervous about that change. I don't know, I'm kind of nervous about all the changes, sort of. But in general, it's exciting, kind of fun to watch it all sort of unfold. Other sort of side effects, I'm just going to put it out there because I really thought maybe I wouldn't talk about this, but I'm going to. Sex drive through the roof. I'm going to be honest. I had read lots of things. I had heard lots of people say that this happened. I thought, no. Not going to be something that I experienced. Because full disclosure, and my parents, if they happen to watch this video, you might want to, close your ears off. But full disclosure, I had a high sex drive to begin with. And I thought maybe that meant I would just, be like feel normal, or I don't know, whatever. But that has definitely increased, which is fine and good. Just another interesting sort of aspect of things. Another sort of interesting thing is how I find myself relating to the people around me. And this really surprised me. And I just sort of picked up on it in the last week or so. But I feel really comfortable with being direct with folks and really speaking my mind. And I have a level of confidence there that I haven't had before. And sometimes that means just like, I don't know, like talking about things that maybe I wouldn't have talked about before because I felt a little shy about it or embarrassed or something. I don't have any problem, I seem to just want to talk about things and get it out in the open. Which is kind of weird and kind of cool. I think that it's interesting to think about, is that related to the testosterone? So is it a purely chemical, biological thing? Or is it the fact that I've made this choice to begin taking T, to sort of follow this path that I had basically been putting off until now. And now with that choice and that, step forward, maybe I'm feeling more empowered, more, strength in my life, and more sort of, kind of emboldened to, what can be in the world and what can happen. So that is giving me this confidence to be more direct. Along those sort of lines, I'm also aware that, so in one hand, I'm feeling really confident, but there was this other part of me in the past that wasn't so confident. I was pretty shy. I like to blend in. I still pretty much like to blend in, but I really, I got easily embarrassed over certain sort of topics. I had a significant amount of insecurity about myself, my body, just me in general. And I'm not saying all that's gone by any stretch. In fact, what I'm saying is I almost feel like there's this sort of like very tangible sort of transition happening, for lack of a better word, where this old Chase / Cheryl, this old Chase is sort of, being met with this new version of myself, and the two are sort of coming together. And so there's this kind of awkward dichotomy, like an odd sort of overlap, where sometimes I feel really confident, but sometimes I still feel pretty insecure about things and can still sort of retreat into my shell, sometimes within the same conversation with people. And that can be kind of confusing to folks, I think. Yeah, it's just something I've been thinking about too. Something else I've been thinking about in relation to transitioning and, how I relate to people is relationships. Let's see how many forms of the word relate or relationship I can use in one sentence. But really, no, relationships, there's a lot of labels. There's a lot of boxes that people want to put you in. So they want to figure out, so if you're a woman and you date women, then you're a lesbian. Okay, we can figure that out. And if you're a man who dates a man, then you're gay. All right, we've got that figured out. Now, if you're a man who dates a woman, that means you're straight. Okay, so we've got these 3 really easy boxes. And then you kind of throw bisexual folks in there, and they're like, okay, we can sort of compute with that. All right, bisexual, we got it. And then you throw in someone who's transgender. And so now we're talking about someone who maybe identifies, like myself, as male. And I get questions like, well, so if you still want to date women, does that mean you're straight? And I get really frustrated with those sort of questions. I think I probably got frustrated with those questions before, though, too. Because I've never been one that really liked boxes and labels. Because I don't fit. I don't fit easily into any box. So last week, I had my party I was telling you guys about in the last video. I called it a tea party, and it was sort of a just a party to celebrate. And it wasn't a party to celebrate me as much as it was a party to celebrate my friends and the support I have. And once again, I've been just blown away by the support of the folks around me. Had a great time that night. Just had a lot of fun. I was especially just really overwhelmed by my friends and my coworkers, especially. A really big group of my coworkers came out that night, and we just had a great time. And I left that evening so filled with love and just feeling so loved. And part of me, I was thinking about what I wanted to talk about in this video, and part of me was hesitant to even share more about that because I realized so many people are not having that experience in their transition. They aren't surrounded by a lot of people who love them or are showing their love for them. They aren't surrounded by family who's supportive. They aren't surrounded by coworkers. Maybe they're not even out to their coworkers, or they have incredible anxiety about coming out to their coworkers. Maybe they know that if they were to transition and start that process that they're going to lose their job. That's still possible in a lot of states in this country for people to be fired for things like that. So part of me wants to be like, oh, I don't want to share too much and feel like, make people feel just hyper aware of their situation. But at the same time, I just feel so positive and so grateful for the people I have in my life. And I'll be honest, I had a plan in my mind. I was going to get out of Charleston as quickly as possible because I just figured this whole transition thing would be a little too much for people to handle. I mean, sure, people would smile and they would nod and they would, be okay with it and, make, small talk about it. but I didn't give them enough credit for really, stepping up and being this incredibly supportive community. That doesn't mean I'm going to live in Charleston forever, but it does mean that it's giving me pause. And that pause is a great opportunity to just feel a lot of gratitude. Something I've practiced my entire life, but in this moment in particular, as I transition, as I'm making some really big changes to myself personally and in my life, just to be present and to be aware and to take time to stop and reflect on things, to notice the differences that are happening, the changes that are happening, to be aware of the people that are around me and the gift that I have in so many really positive relationships. Gratitude has been so transformative for me. Being aware and making note of the things in your life, be it big or small, being so aware of those things and taking a moment to express gratitude for those things. Sometimes it means having conversations with the people around you and being very intentional and saying thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being supportive. Thank you for being so interested in my life. And I've really tried to have those sort of conversations with people because it's really important for people to know what a difference those sorts of interactions have. But since I've started tea, I feel like these relationships have gotten really real. And that is not tea. That's just vulnerability. And that's just getting real with people and, showing your real, authentic self and how that opens up relationships to this new level and how a lot of times it's reciprocated. I've noticed, if I go there and I'm opening myself up, that other people will go there too. That's the sort of thing that will change the world. When people get real and they get vulnerable and they connect with other people in a way that's authentic and real, that's how life gets good. So yeah, subscribe. Click some button around here that says subscribe and leave a comment and let me know what your experience has been like too. I'm really enjoying some of the journey that I see other people going on and being able to do this with other folks, whether they're in my area or outside of my area. It's already been really great to have some interaction like that. So I'd love even more of that because having a community is really important. So thank you guys so much. I really appreciate you watching, and I will see you next time. Thanks.